What's up, guys? How you doing?
Alright. Okay.
All right,
I can
so
see myself so.
we're just gonna just gonna take just a second and let the algorithm do its job before we start really talking about some of the subject matters tonight. Because we got some things I want to talk about, especially regarding some. Well, actually, no, I'm not gonna say anything yet. We'll wait. So let's just wait a few minutes, just like a minute or two, for everyone to get on. So usually it takes about a minute to 2 minutes for it to get up to the normal amount. But we're trying out some new things. Me and Melinda kind of altered the room a little bit. So I'm gonna get this out of the way real quick and ask y'all: can you hear me good? Is my voice clear and stuff? And can you hear me, Elena?
I haven't said anything. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you don't have to lean over.
Hi.
Just talk.
Is
Yeah,
this loud enough?
yeah.
Okay.
Now look at me. Okay, so perfect. So when you
Okay.
look at me, because I mirrored it, so when you look at me, you actually do look at me on camera.
Oh, okay.
So we tried to adjust the lighting, so I can wear my regular glasses and I don't have to wear sunglasses all the time, because it gets annoying after a while not being able to see the screen properly. So awesome. Okay, great. Yeah, so we rearranged the room. We got a new microphone. Thanks to you guys. We got of course, your money is well spent here at Bone Sports. And we got a cardioid mic and a mic that will record both sides of the microphone. So what we did is I've had Milena actually on the right catty corner to me on the table, so we can use the same microphone, and that way we don't have any issues there. And also adjust the lighting, like I said, so I can wear my normal glasses, and you guys can see my eyes for once. So yeah, I wasn't wearing the sunglasses as a fashion statement. That's not. I wasn't trying to do anything with that. It was just a necessity, because if you've ever been around these type of lights, they're insane how bright they are. It's like, you know, so. All right. And I just want to say, welcome back, Milena.
Thank you.
It's the first time you've been back this
Yeah,
season for
it's
this
been
new
a while.
series. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just trying to log in because I can't log into my YouTube account. Okay.
So Jalen, I see Jalen's here. Jalen, why don't you just change the name of your YouTube handle? SM down H9. It means nothing. Uh, I don't even know what that means or read. And everyone knows you as Jalen. Why don't you just change it to Jalen? And your image is a looks like you photocopied your driver's license or something. It's very. I guess that's you though. That's very Jalen, isn't it? So. So Jalen, you were a subject of a little controversy this week. I posted, if you probably saw already, I posted a clip that from last week's show, and yeah, change it to Belichick is overrated. Good job, say it twice. But yeah, so we have a few things to go over with that, especially in the comment section, and some things I want to clear up as far as what my viewpoint was. I also wanted to cover the previous video about Mahomes. So I got a lot of, well, not a lot, but I got some hate comments with that, and
We got some hate mail.
I cannot tell you how happy I was. So what did I say to you, Milena, when I got it?
Well, you got your endorphins going. Yeah, he gets excited.
I love it. I love it.
I hate it, but it's okay.
I love it. Yeah, she gets.
I get
Dude,
it.
she's like a lioness. When someone talks crap to me, she's
It's like
I'll tell them off. I'm like, no. Wait a minute. Okay. No. Because I like it. And the reason I like it is because it reminded me of when I first started and the first original Brady Hate Saga came out. And boy, they were jerks. It was, okay.
Oh, yeah, in the beginning.
But the worse they were, it just reminds me of the channel up and coming. And there was a while, for like the last 6 months, where I didn't upload a whole lot. So there was no hate mail. There was nothing to piss anybody off.
Right.
And I missed it. And I didn't even realize that I missed it. And it come back this week, and I was like, yes, someone is calling me this and that, and it's just,
yeah.
And it was such a great feeling. Okay, it's such a great feeling to have that back again. I cannot tell you, I was so happy to see it. And I told Milan, it's like, no, let them do it, because I wanted to see them go off. But anyway, I know that might sound strange to a lot of people. Most people don't like criticism, whatever, but
well, it gets the conversation.
It was
going
funny
for you.
It was funny.
In a way, what other way to, express all of your thoughts about something?
So I'm excited. I can't wait. Somebody needs to send a super chat. Someone send a super. Just send like a cheap super chat. Just I'm not gonna not telling you to send a lot of money or anything. I just want to show you something. So I want to see if it works. So I added a new widget. We're gonna test it out tonight. So I wonder who the first person will be to pop that up. Looks like a lot of the gang is here. Dennis is here. Celtics Nation. Bruins won, by the way. I'm sure you know that already. Jake Saunders. All hail the Empire. Your emperor thanks you. Your emperor loves you. I promise I will not play the liar while our empire burns. I won't do that. Okay. Whoa. That was weird.
What?
Brian Magnum. It's actually Brian Mangum. But I was going to say, if it's Brian Magnum, that's a badass name too.
What about it?
Yeah, it didn't work. Damn it.
Someone sent a super chat?
Yeah, but it didn't work. The widget didn't work. I don't know.
Ah.
Try to talk.
Every time I try to say something, it's during that music. But we have another super chat from the same red coat that we just talked about. Do you want to read it?
I'll read this one.
Okay.
Just a second. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Shaq.
Oh, yeah, Shaq.
By the way, you have to address Shaq now as His Excellency.
Wait, I missed. Yeah, that's right.
Shaq is the president of the imperial government. Okay, he's also at tier 1, which is $50 per month as a member, and he's also a member of Legion, which takes precedence. So Shaq renders unto Caesar $10 and says, I wholeheartedly and distinctly proclaim Chris Sims is a douche. I agree. In fact, it is in our imperial doctrine, all right? Our imperial mission statement or declaration or constitution, whatever you want to call it. It is in our imperial writings that Chris Sims is a douche. Justin Chetlet renders unto Caesar $5 and declares what was said, and what was said, and I might have to call tonight to talk about what they said. Oh, okay. So you didn't read the comments? You didn't see the video? They called you a few names, I think. They called me a few names, but I'm used to it. I thought it was fun. Thank you, guys. Yeah, so that's the deal with that. But yeah, so I wanted to go over that, and I wanted to go over a little more, like I said, about the Patriots video, the Belichick versus Brady video, and also we have a question from Facebook that I think was very interesting by Israel regarding Jim Kelly, and I thought that would be a very fun conversation for us to have as far as that goes. So yeah, it should be a fun night. No? Not yet. We'll do it. Okay. In a few minutes, but because it's not really related to right now, but it is a fun question to answer and debate. So yeah, I don't know about carrying 4 quarterbacks. I don't, but if that's what Bill wants to do, that's what Bill wants to do. I'm not going to question it. So
okay.
Yeah,
that'll be interesting.
Jason Patrick Saunders, the Supreme Commander, Admiral Jason Patrick Saunders, the red coat, renders unto Caesar 10 pounds and declares Wellington held the post of Supreme Commander too, as many others throughout history. Eisenhower as well. That's true. And when I gave Jason Patrick Saunders the title of Supreme Commander, that is exactly who I was thinking of, was Eisenhower.
Right.
Who was the Supreme Commander of World War II, of all Allied forces. Absolutely. Thank you, Jason. Thank you for your super chat, man. Let's see here. Tiffany says, if it's a bone bruise, all Cam needs is a brace. He's good. Okay, cool. Let's see. He and his brother was on the team.
Yeah, Jake Saunders says that the NFL says that Cam has a bone bruise.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I can't find anything. Thank you for looking that up for me.
And we got another super chat. See it twice. That showed up, right? No, not yet. Fancy.
Fancy. Very fancy. See it twice, renders unto Caesar $5 and declares, if Mac Jones and Damian Harris take off as a quarterback running back duo, they shall be known as Macadamia, which is pretty nuts, if you ask me. I expect royalties. If you guys know Daniel from the Facebook page, he's very good with puns. Very quick-witted, very fast.
Unintended.
Yeah, I like it. So.
Unintended.
Very, very intended.
Very intended.
So I'm not gonna pull it up here, but I'm just gonna read them. The hang on just a second. The comments. Sorry, bear with me a moment, guys.
So you're retrieving comments from which video? Bill Belichick?
I'm gonna start with the Mahomes one.
Okay.
Because that's the oldest video. So basically what I want to do, guys, here is that I want to reply to some of these comments, and yes, you can give a comment. I can comment, but it doesn't say everything that I want to say, you know? Comments don't really in text, they don't do enough to get my point across, and so there's a few things more I wanted to address here, but
in a more cinematic, dramatic way.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just need to.
You're gonna get like a 3D answer, right?
Okay, so the first one was, and if you're watching, dude, I'm not trying to call you out, or this isn't personal at all. It's just something interesting that I saw. So before we start talking about this, I have nothing against this guy. Nothing like that. So just want to be clear in that regard. But his name is R. William Calm, and he says. So I'm just going to try to read some of this. Hey, please remember that Andy Reid's head was not in the game. Do you really think Actually, can you close that window?
Yeah.
He says, hey, please remember that Andy Reid's head was not in the game. Do you really think the NFL wanted to see Chiefs hoisting a trophy? Hang on just a second. That's weird. So when I minimize your screen, it moves over. Guys, I'm so sorry. I want to apologize for tonight so far. I know there's been a lot of screw ups and stuff. We completely changed our system, so everything is new, everything's different. The whole room's rearranged, like I said before. So I just really hope that you guys can forgive us for that. But it's a good step in the right direction. But let me get back to this. So R. William Calm says, hey, please remember that Andy Reid's head was not in the game. So he's already making excuses for why the Chiefs lost to the Bucs. He says, do you really think that the NFL wanted to see the Chiefs hoisting a trophy after a little girl was nearly killed by Reid's son? Not saying that the game was rigged, but the referees changed philosophies on going from let them play. Okay. But that's what he literally just did. Did he not just make an excuse? Did he not just imply that the game was rigged? That's what it sounds like to me.
Exactly. It's like the NFL didn't want to see that, so that's what they said. Okay, let Tom win then. Not a good time for...
I'm not going to say it's rigged, but it's rigged.
Yeah.
Okay, he continues. A stunned Andy Reid made zero adjustments to help, and he kept telling Mahomes to keep firing. So Mahomes did what he was coached to do. Seriously, look at the pregame interviews about how Arians and Reed predicted a let-them-play approach by refs. That's not why the Chiefs lost, of course. It's just exposed the shock of the whole coaching staff. They were like stunned sheep. Last time Reed coached horribly, he was fired at the end of the season when his other son died of a drug overdose during training camp. All right. I'm not going to sit here and try to get in the head of Andy Reid and to try to know or understand what he was thinking. All right? As far as the comment about what Andy Reid was doing earlier when his other son had committed suicide and how he was coaching, yeah, I'm not even going to touch that. That's not even something that interests me there. But this recently, though, what I want to say about this is that the game plan for the Chiefs was installed way before that incident. So his son got in that car accident while drunk. Let's make sure we put that out there. While drunk, got behind a wheel, and that happened a few days before the Super Bowl.
Right.
Well, there's a 2-week space in between the championship game and the Super Bowl. So that whole first week, which is what we call the Super Bowl bye week, they installed the game plan. So by the end of that first week, they have already designed it, know what they're going to do, how they're going to attack it, and all the players already know it.
Sure.
Or they're being introduced to it on some level. Then the second week, they're already practicing it. So the first half of the week of the second week, they're already practiced it, and then that incident happens. Okay. Sure, that incident would mess with Andy Reid's head, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, the very first thing we can address here is that after the game, Andy Reid said himself that it didn't have anything to do with the game. He said, me being not focused or whatever would be, I'm paraphrasing, he didn't say it exactly like that, but he's basically saying that wouldn't explain or justify the total domination by the Bucs. Okay?
Right.
So we're going to take him at his word for that one. But in regards to this guy, you can't know. You can't know what's in his head. You can't know if that affected him during the game. I will tell you this. Up until they won the Super Bowl against the 49ers, Andy Reid was known as a terrible in-game coach. You know, his adjustments and his ability to make adjustments were always questioned. In fact, he was considered one of the worst time management coaches that we had ever seen. So, as far as I'm concerned, a lot of what happened, whether you think that he wasn't coaching a good game or not, seemed to be in character, does it not? Yeah. I can tell you this, and I know a lot of players will mention this. I know that Tom Brady has mentioned this. A lot of other players and from different sports talk about this. They say that people overanalyze and overstate personal things having an influence on games. Yeah. Okay? And you get that when something happens, the media likes to make a big deal out of it, right? So they'll say, oh, so-and-so's dog died or whatever, so he's going to play good or he's not going to play good or whatever. Or someone says, oh, they gave me this, they said this about me. When you get on the field, that stuff is out of your mind. You don't even think about it. It's not there. It's just not. And what I'm saying is what I've heard other players say. They said that you don't even think about it or remember that stuff. You're just so into the game that it really doesn't have much effect on you. All right? Now, I'm not saying that that's what happened with Andy Reid. But you got to remember that I'm not the one bringing this up. This guy is. I'm not the one even talking about this or originally, or I wasn't even trying to justify the loss on that incident.
Yeah.
But he is. He's trying to get into the head of Andy Reid, which is weird to me. But I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Is that one of the stranger things that you've heard regarding why the Chiefs lost? What is y'all's take? Let me get some feedback from you guys on this before I move on, because I'm just curious to how you guys would see it. Yeah, I'm not saying it's rigged, but it's rigged. Yeah, apparently Brady told Reed's son to crash his car so he could have a better chance to win. Yeah. Exactly, Donnie. Teach your players not to line up off sides, and don't teach your players not to take stupid ass penalties. And teach your secondary to learn how to cover. All right?
And teach Mahomes how to read defense.
Thank you.
He's still got time to learn. I mean, he's young.
Yeah, that's fine. But that is one of the reasons. That's what happened. As Justin so eloquently said the other night. Why are you running around, you stupid bleep?
Bleep, 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 bleep.
Throw the ball. Well, he has problems reading defense.
It's like, why is this a big deal that he's running around with a ball that's a good thing? What's the point? Right?
It's only a big deal if you cross the line of scrimmage.
Right. So.
It's ridiculous.
Pass it all.
All right. So, yeah, Andy Reid's terrible at in-game adjustments. And, yes, Julian Edelman said to Tom Brady in Super Bowl 51 in the third or fourth quarter, I can't remember when, but he said, "Let's do this for your mom, dude. Let's do this for your mom." Okay, that's cool to say and all that, but I'm willing to go out on a limb here and say that when Tom got back on the field, do you really think that he's thinking about anything but the play? I don't. I think that's all he's thinking about. A lot of you guys have played sports. I played sports,
You've played some
and
pretty high level sports, I would say, right?
Well, but the thing is I remember having bad news before a game. I went through a breakup before a game one time, and I was young and stupid, and I thought that was the end of the world. But I'll tell you what, the moment the puck dropped, I forgot. It wasn't until after the game and I was getting a shower that it kind of hit me again. But for that game, I didn't think about anything. It was not on my mind. A bomb could have gone off outside and I wouldn't have noticed.
It's like nothing exists at that moment, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's how it should be, at least at the pro level.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if not everyone's like that, okay? So I don't want to get into, like this guy's doing, I don't want to assume that everyone's the same. Mm-hmm. But the problem with this guy is that he took a personal shot at me, okay? He tried to say...
oh, yeah, something to the effect of, like, what do you know?
Actually, before I get that, let me read this super chat. James Johnson renders unto Caesar $20. Thank you, James. He says, from this point on is where the real test of Mahomes starts because of a multitude of reasons. Salary cap, age of the players and injuries, trying to come back from a Super Bowl loss, and how long does Andy Reid coach in the AFC West without it getting tougher and tougher, basically. And he's, it's the more people get used to your roster and things, the other teams will start to push back and try to attack that. All very good points. So that's in regards to, what people are saying about him being the GOAT.
Okay.
That Coke is hardcore, I tell you. So, all right.
Something somebody else said.
Yeah, exactly. So, I would never go there. I would never think of something like that, and I never would want to put that out there. But he took a shot at me. I guess, Melanie, he took a shot at both of us.
Well,
Not both of us, but that's probably too much. But took a shot at me. He said, I don't understand what he's saying. I don't agree with him, basically, because I don't have children.
yeah, I love that argument.
I can't tell you how many times we both get that thrown in our face. Like, oh, you don't have children, so you couldn't possibly understand.
Does that mean every person who has children knows?
It means every person who has children is a genius and wise
awesome.
and knows everything about children, apparently. So that I guess that's what that means. But no, he said that I didn't understand because I don't have children. So because
you didn't know how it feels.
Don't know how it feels. So he has children. So he assumes that he knows what's in the mind of Andy Reid because he has children too.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the other element, which is being at that level of coach, pro, and all that. So how would he know anyway? We can say that. We could do that all day long, actually.
You could do that all day long.
Yeah.
And how do you know what Andy Reid's thinking? How do you know how he feels? Everyone feels differently about their kids,
Right.
in different ways. I know people who have kids who don't care about their kids. They leave them behind. They don't care anything about them. And then I've seen people who love their kids unconditionally, and it would bother them. The point is that they are. The overlying point here is that they're trying to come up with anything to justify what happened to them, because nobody can fathom bad. Okay, they got their asses kicked. They got destroyed, and it would have been worse. Okay, they're lucky it was only 31-9, because it could have been worse if it wasn't for the Bucs slowing the game down at the end of the quarter, just trying to not score anymore, and they were just, let's just run the ball and speed up the clock. Or run the clock. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and like Donnie says here, Steve Young said it best at the Super Bowl post game. Patrick looked his age. I like that one.
He looked young.
Yeah.
Inexperienced. He looked his age.
You look
And
like a kid.
By the way, there's nothing
Oh,
there's
wait.
nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing
There's
wrong.
nothing wrong with that.
I don't even think it's his fault. It's just the media's doing all this disservice actually for him, right?
Yeah, I agree. I completely
it
agree.
have the opposite. It has the opposite effect. If you announce someone from the beginning of their career as the GOAT, what are they supposed to do? They have to live up to that expectation for sure, but it's just stupid.
Exactly. It's when people think that I'm a Mahomes hater, okay? It's not Mahomes that I'm going after. It's mostly the media and the hyperbole and the bullshit narratives that they're going after, and they're always talking about this stuff, and it's an insult. It's an insult. Not just to Brady, okay? Brady shouldn't even be mentioned in regards to this situation. He shouldn't be mentioned. Patrick Mahomes, when you say that he could be or is going to be the GOAT or whatever it is that they say, you're insulting every quarterback who's in the Hall of Fame right now.
Yeah.
Because Mahomes hadn't even done that, and yet you want to talk about Brady? Really? Okay, how about this? Let's let him at least kind of do some stuff. But, he's off to a great start, okay? But I'll tell you this much, guys. You can have the best start to a career, but you never know what's going to happen. And one of the perfect examples of this is Kurt Warner. Okay, so let's look at Kurt Warner. I saw Max Kellerman one time say that Patrick Mahomes nobody has ever had a start like this to their career. And he's referring to the first year of Mahomes' first starting. We don't count his rookie year sitting on the bench. So his first year starting, he won MVP, right? His second year, he won a Super Bowl and won Super Bowl MVP. His third year, he goes to the Super Bowl and loses. Now, going to the Super Bowl and losing is still an accomplishment, okay?
Right.
So he can put that on his resume that he is AFC champion. That's a big effing deal, okay? Make no mistake, getting to the Super Bowl is a big deal. That is something that you can put on your resume. So that's a great start, right? And Max Kellerman said that no quarterback has ever had a start like that. Okay. Kurt Warner's first year, again, his first year starting, he won MVP, like Patrick Mahomes. But you know what else Kurt did that year? He won the Super Bowl. You know what else he did? He won Super Bowl MVP. All in one season. Okay? The trifecta. The MVP, the Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl MVP. No one has done that since.
I thought we've never seen what Mahomes did before.
Oh, yeah. But it gets better. So the second, he gets to add to that. So Kurt Warner's second year, on the verge of being MVP again until he got injured. He injured his hand at the end of the season. The third year, Kurt Warner, what does he do? He wins MVP again.
Wow.
And goes to the Super Bowl. But unfortunately for Kurt, he loses that Super Bowl. Why does he lose that Super Bowl? Because he runs into the New England Patriots and Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. That's why. Okay? Exactly what Mahomes ran into in 2018 in the AFC Championship game, and Tom Brady, what he ran into recently in the Super Bowl. Kurt Warner's first 3 years is better than Patrick Mahomes' first 3 years. He's got him by one MVP. One extra MVP is what he's got him by.
Yeah.
So what happened to Kurt? What's the point of this? Kurt looked like he was going to dominate the NFL for the next decade. All right? After we won Super Bowl 36, after we beat the greatest show on turf, I did not see that as a defeat of the Rams. I did not see that as a bad reflection of the Rams. I saw that as us doing something insanely amazing. Okay? Massive upset. Upset like Giants beating the 07 Patriots. I felt that we just got them. We just had their number that day. And it easily could have been a loss. Okay? The Rams were heating up. It could have gone into overtime. If they had got the ball first, do you really believe that Kurt Warner, after they were in a rhythm, couldn't have gone down the field? So it was a very close game. At that time, I thought, okay, the Rams are here to stay. They're not going anywhere. They had a great team. But they had a new coach for the last 2 seasons, but he was an idiot. And when Kurt got injured, he replaced him with a guy named Mark Bulger. Mark Bulger was actually selected in the same draft as Tom Brady. But he replaced Kurt with Mark Bulger and then didn't give Kurt his job back and got rid of Kurt. So just like that, a guy who I thought was going to challenge Okay? So all this bullshit that people are saying about Patrick Mahomes right now, I thought Kurt had a chance. He had a chance at possibly going down as one of the greatest ever.
Right.
But then it got derailed that fast. Now I'm not saying this is going to happen to Mahomes, but the point is, not exactly like that, but the point is, shit happens. Okay? And the reason this is important is because they always use that as if what Tom Brady has done is not important, like it's not hard. Yeah. They try to make it sound like anybody can do it. Kurt Warner had to go to the Giants. He got screwed over by Tom Coughlin. So then Kurt ends up on the Cardinals. You guys know the story. Later on, he takes that Cardinals organization to a Super Bowl. And that last thing he did, taking them to Super Bowl, that is probably what got him into the Hall of Fame. Okay? But the point is that as good as Kurt was and as great as his start was, something bad happened. Something happened. And I'm just saying that this is how hard it is. And I just feel like this, trying to say that he's going to be the greatest, all this other stuff, or already there. No, he's not. Let the dude have a career. Let the dude play.
Yeah.
And then we'll find out. And I see, real quickly, I look down here and see it twice, says, Mahomes stats in 2 Super Bowls, 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 3 fumbles, 278 yards per game, 57.1% completion, sacked 7 times. Should I keep going? Exactly. Okay? That's not good, guys. Could he be like Peyton? So let's look at Peyton. Actually, Peyton's a good example. Do you have any idea what it takes to win multiple Super Bowls and to have a long career where your excellence is off the charts? Okay? If someone were to tell you, let's say I want all you guys out there, I want you to picture yourself. You are about to go into the NFL and you're a quarterback, you're about to get drafted. And you meet a guy who is a prophet or whatever, all right? Or a soothsayer or something. And he shows you the future in a crystal ball. And he says, you're going to have the career of Peyton Manning as far as your ability and what you can achieve and the MVPs and stuff, right?
Okay.
You're going to be like, oh my God, that's insane. I'm going to have one of the best careers ever. I'm going to be one of the greatest quarterbacks that's ever lived. Not just greatest quarterbacks that's ever lived, one of the greatest athletes who have ever lived. And after you get used to that idea, that how great this is going to be and how amazing. My God, 5 MVPs, that's insane. But wait a minute. Only 2 Super Bowl victories. Yeah. 18 years in the league. 5 MVPs. It's the most of anybody. And you only got 2 Super Bowls? What does this mean?
Not very easy.
It means that you could be Peyton Manning and still only end up with 2.
Right.
There's
just so much involved.
Yeah, it's just.
I mean, you can be great, but.
That's what I'm saying. They see Tom has 7 and they think, oh, well, if Tom has got 7, Patrick Mahomes is better. Okay, Patrick Mahomes is better, so he'll have 8
10.
or 9 or 10 exactly.
Yeah.
What the hell? I'm sure.
Will,
I'm sure.
Are you a prophet? How
Yeah,
would you know?
I'm sure Peyton Manning is sitting back going, damn, if it's so easy to win 7 Super Bowls and win 8 and break Tom's record, then what the hell's wrong with me? Okay? What the hell is wrong with all those teams I played on? No, Peyton doesn't think that because Peyton knows how hard it is. It took him 4 tries. 4 tries. And he only got 2 out of it. So, but that's how we judge quarterbacks. We judge quarterbacks based on wins and accomplishment. MVPs, we use that as a measuring stick, but we use Super Bowls and not just Super Bowls, but playoff, like again, wins category, but playoff wins, big games, signature moments, all that stuff. That's how we look at quarterback. And why do we look at quarterbacks like that? Because they're the most important person in the organization. An elite quarterback is the most important person in the organization. The second most important would be the head coach. But the quarterback has got an edge just a little bit more because you can have an elite Hall of Fame quarterback and you can have a shitty coach. And you can have a pretty good team. Okay? You can do some things. You can have some things. But if you have a great head coach, you could have the greatest coach. But if your quarterback sucks, you're going nowhere. Okay? You're going nowhere. It's that big of a swing. And that's why it's so hard to find elite quarterbacks. But what happens when you take a great head coach and a great elite quarterback and put them on the same team? What happens?
You're introducing the next topic.
Exactly. Thank you. That was perfect.
Yes.
We're introducing the next topic. Which is what?
Which is
Belichick versus Brady. All right. So,
why should it be Belichick versus Brady? Don't ask me. But that's what it is. It's no longer Brady versus Mahomes. Now it's Brady versus Belichick. Mix it up a little.
Pretty soon, it's going to be Brady looking into the
versus-
mirror.
Versus young Brady.
Yeah, versus the first half Brady, first half career Brady. I mean, it's just the lunacy of this. Eventually, we're going to see a headline on First Take that says, "Who would win in a fight, Tom Brady or his sister or his dad?" I mean,
or the ghost of somebody.
the ghost of somebody. Yeah, it's like, really,
Well,
what is happening here?
Yeah, joking aside, it is a debate. It is a topic out there in the community and even the Patriots fans, right? Who's better? Did we owe it all to Tom or Bill? And you have, fans that support either or. But you also have many fans who think it's both. So, what is your take on that, Aaron?
What is my take on it? Okay. Well, actually, before I answer, I see someone says Super Bowls are a team achievement. Congratulations, you have used the most overused comment and point about anything related to winning Super Bowls and quarterbacks. That is the laziest argument. It's not even an argument, it's just a statement, but it's the mentally laziest thing someone could say. Super Bowls are a team achievement. Okay? Tell me one thing on a football team that is not a team achievement. It's a team sport.
Yeah.
Okay? So saying that is meaningless. It's just nothing. It doesn't. So.
Yeah, but think of something. I mean, come on. Look at the Bucks. the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a team, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden they win the Super Bowl because it's like the same team. Okay, well, you add some more people. Who do you add? Tom Brady. And that's when it's more than that. Like you said, it's easy to say it's a team achievement.
Okay.
But you have some major figures there. You do have some major figures. You know. So.
So. What do you attribute to? What would someone say is not a team achievement? Okay. Well, what if someone wanted to say, okay, well, what about MVP? So a quarterback gets an MVP. How did he get the MVP? Well, racking up touchdowns and yards and stuff. Wasn't he throwing to someone?
Yeah, it's a team achievement.
It's a team achievement. Wait a minute. But he runs the ball all the time. Wasn't someone blocking for him? It's a team achievement.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the greatest kicker I've ever seen. No, it's a team. It's a team achievement. It's a team sport.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because he had a holder, who, if he doesn't get the snap down, trust me on this. If he doesn't get the snap down perfect, that could wreck a guy. The holder is so important. So is the long snapper. All of that works together. So is the offensive line that is on the field. So your kicker doesn't get destroyed. It's a team achievement.
Where do we start? Here.
No, Barry Sanders couldn't argue he was doing it by himself. We understand that it is a team achievement, okay? But because of the measurements of importance on a team and in an organization, we can attribute that to a quarterback more, just like head coaches. Head coaches are measured the same way, are they not? So, quarterbacks, head coaches measured the same way. Not just that, but let's look at a kicker. Adam Vinatieri. Why do we consider Adam Vinatieri the GOAT? Because of his kicks in the playoffs and Super Bowls. Okay? That is what sets Adam Vinatieri apart.
Sorry, but the team cannot help him kick better or not. Somehow. In that case.
It's just... Yeah. We understand that it's a team.
No, of course.
We get it.
But that's not... Basically, the argument is used to kind of lower the achievements of somebody, to discredit a great player
we know
who you don't like.
Exactly.
So, you know. And when you use that argument, are you also favoring a certain quarterback? Because if you are, then, hey, wait a minute, it's a team achievement. He cannot be that great either. So then you just watch the game as team achievement and never even discuss players. Just discuss teams. But
that, Milena, that comment was almost exclusively used by Peyton Manning fans.
Really?
For how many years? I don't know. For how many years, guys? You guys know Peyton Manning fans will always said, oh, well, is that all you're going by is Super Bowls? It's a team achievement. Well, no shit. Thanks.
Yeah.
But what if Peyton had 8 Super Bowls?
No. It's not a team achievement. Anyway, we know how that goes.
So I just want to say one thing about Tom Brady, okay? The single most ridiculous thing people say is that you can't just go by Super Bowls, therefore Tom Brady's not the GOAT. Now, when they say that,
Okay.
they're implying that Tom Brady is only about Super Bowls. They're implying that he is nothing else but winning Super Bowls. The dude has 3 MVPs, regular season MVPs, and 5, okay? 5 Super Bowl MVPs. Do you know what MVP stands for? Most valuable player. Okay?
Yep.
He's got 8 total. You want stats? You want yards? Got them. You want touchdowns? You got them. You want completions? You got them. Want personal accolades, personal awards, personal achievements? Got them. He's got everything that a Peyton Manning would have. He's got everything that an Aaron Rodgers or a Drew Brees or a Dan Marino would have. But he's also got everything a Terry Bradshaw and a Joe Montana has.
Wait.
Or a Troy Aikman has.
But does he have torque?
Does he have torque? Yes, he has torque. Tom Brady has torque.
Now hit the torque button.
It's a different kind of torque. By the way, guys, don't forget, if you're a member, you can
do the torque button.
You can use the torque logo.
Yeah.
But it was started by Peyton Manning fans, yeah. So, well, not started. I can't say that. I just remember it being it was popularized by Peyton Manning fans.
Sorry.
So,
I was just laughing at Nightwalker with the
Chris Sims torque.
Torque.
And then, Milena, there's different kinds of torque, right?
Yeah. There's the eye test.
The eye test. The eye test. Oh my God.
The torque. Tell me about the different torques.
Well, there's torque. That's the regular torque, the eye test torque, right? Which is, the eye test is what Max Kellerman and Skip Bayless and people like that use. And they use the eye test. And what the eye test is that I'm like a child and I'm easily excited and entertained by flashy, pretty things because I can't think past anything that requires substance. That's what the eye test means. Okay?
Is this like when Superman grabs the ball and like kicks it out in space?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's torque.
Yeah, that's torque. That's torque, okay? But then there's the good kind of torque. Like Brian Hoyer. Okay? Brian Hoyer has something called clipboard torque. And what this means is that he is a career backup quarterback, which means he's always standing on the sidelines holding a clipboard. And he does that with such torque. Okay?
Hello.
Brian Hoyer is clipboard torque. He has clipboard torque. Okay? Brian Hoyer is an amazing clipboard holder. And he actually was very important to us winning the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 53. It's true. A lot of people, some people may not know that, and some people don't know that, but he was. He was very important because he had played on previous teams, and the coaching staff of the Rams had a connection with them where he used to play, and he noticed that they were using the same scheme, the same everything.
Oh, yeah.
And he saw it on TV on their Rams documentary, and he's like, "Wait a minute!
Hello!
I recognize that! I recognize that!" And he told Bill, and they worked on it, and they were able to decipher some things. Yeah, they weren't able to change everything, of course.
Yeah.
But it helped. So I like to give Brian some credit for that. And then there's a guy named Nicholas in our Facebook group who coined the name clipboard torque. So I want to make sure to give him credit for that. But I love that. So.
No, but it's always weird to me how Super Bowls are being sort of Super Bowls are being sort of devalued. This is the goal of the game. That's why we play football, so we can win, the ultimate win.
Hey, say this. Say, you play to win the game.
You play to win the game. You throw the ball. You catch the ball. You score. You win.
You win.
I mean, come on. What is it about running and stats? What is this craziness about,
They're nice. They're nice.
I guess.
Hey, stats are nice.
Yeah, they're
you want
nice,
that.
But like catch the ball, run around the whole stadium, you get some stats, no?
But Mahomes can
amazing
Milena, Mahomes can throw the ball out of the stadium.
Yeah, like Superman, kick out of space.
Because that has so much use.
Torque.
the torque is amazing. All right, enough.
Enough. I mean, Mahomes is amazing. Of course. We're just laughing at this disproportionate.
You play to win the game. All right. So let's move on to the Brady and Belichick thing. And I just here's how I see Belichick and Brady together, okay? Before I even tell you that how I think it adds up, just want to be clear that, again, I'm reiterating in case you just logged in, a quarterback, an elite Hall of Fame level quarterback is slightly, okay? Now, I'm not going to sit here and try to measure the difference, but is a tad more important than a head coach, a great head coach. Now.
Yeah, if a head coach could only get on the field and do what he intends to do.
Exactly. And you know what, Milena? What you just said, Bill Belichick has said that.
Really?
Bill Belichick has said, listen, great players can't overcome bad coaching. If I'm putting them in the worst position, and I'm not the one out there getting on the field, so they have to execute. They have to do the job. So as a player, as a quarterback, you're the most important player on the field. You're the one has to execute that game plan. So that gives you the edge. Okay? As far as importance. And what that means is that you have to have him in order to achieve that. You have to have him do something right, do something good, and consistently do it right and do it good. When it pertains to New England, what I don't think I got clear from the other videos that I want to clear up now is that when we're talking about an elite quarterback needing a great head coach and a great head coach needing an elite quarterback, when I say things like Montana needs Walsh as much as Walsh needs Montana, I only mean that in the sense of, in the idea of a dynasty. I'm only referring to if you want to win 3, 4, go to 3, 4 more Super Bowls. If you want that kind of longevity and kind of excellence, you need both. And I think the evidence is everywhere. So just briefly to catch up here, would Brady be great if he never had a great head coach? Yeah.
I think so.
Okay?
Yeah.
But you put them together, and you put Tom with a great head coach, and what do you get? You rule the fucking universe!
You get, fire.
You rule the universe, okay? That's what we're talking about here. We're not talking about, winning one Super Bowl. Anybody can have put a good season together and end up winning a Super Bowl. It's happened. We've seen it happen. But that's not what we're talking about.
Team.
Right.
That's
we're talking about
Yeah.
a dynasty here. And that's a different thing.
And it's like the synergy that you have. Or synergy. How do you say it? Synergy.
I've heard it pronounced both ways.
Yeah,
I think
me too.
British
I've always
people
wondered.
British people say synergy, but Americans we say synergy. But yeah.
I say synergy because.
Now a good example right now of a great elite quarterback making a team good while the coach is not that great or not anything special, the Green Bay Packers.
Right.
So
Yes.
let's look at what Aaron Rodgers does for the Packers. If Aaron Rodgers leaves the Packers, what's going to happen to them? I just don't see them. They're not going to be in back-to-back NFC Championship games.
Like a big question mark.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell? What do we do now?
Yeah.
Because who are you going to replace them with, right? But with Aaron Rodgers, the team is good enough that if they have that element, they can be good. So that's kind of how it works. But
Yet they're lacking something.
here's how I think about it.
Yeah.
In regards to New England, this could be any head coach, or a head coach, dynastic teams with the elite quarterback. But in regards to New England specifically, I want to use a nuclear missile as an example. So let's think about this. You want to build a nuclear missile, right? And you get all the scientists together. And they design this thing. This thing is badass. You design a rocket, the propulsion. You even have the scientist who is good at, nuclear fission inside, for the architecture of nuclear fission inside a bomb. So you have all of this. You have the parts needed, the design. Everything's there. Now, if it's just the casing and the rocket propulsion and all that's there, but let's say it's missing something. It's missing an ingredient. What would that ingredient be? Uranium? Plutonium? Okay?
Plutonium.
Let's say plutonium.
Yes.
Okay. It's missing plutonium. This could be the best, coolest, most innovative rocket missile ever made.
Best design.
Best scientist, best engineers working on this.
Put it together.
The red coat built it. Okay, so that's a quality sign of engineering.
Nightwalker, he's a specialist of bombs as well.
Yes, Nightwalker helped out with that.
Yeah.
So you know it's good shit.
Yeah.
But they sent the missile with no plutonium.
What's gonna happen?
It's just a giant refrigerator falling from the sky.
Yeah, nothing.
Okay? But what happens when you put plutonium in that shit? Bye-bye.
Yeah, or explosion.
It's over. It's done. It's finished. Off the map. Turn this place into a parking lot. It's done. Without that ingredient, that missile is worthless. It doesn't do anything.
Right.
But you added that plutonium and it destroyed an entire country. Tom Brady is the plutonium. Tom Brady is the plutonium. He is the ingredient. He was the ingredient to Belichick's ingenious missile design. Remember all the scientists that we were talking about? Those are the coaches. Okay? All the people, the engineers who came in and the people who put the work together and the parts of the missile and the rocket, all of the propulsion, all that, that's the players, his teammates. But the quarterback is the ingredient that destroys everything.
He's a torpedo.
And that is what does it. That right there, okay?
Plutonium.
That's the difference. So right now, Belichick is without his plutonium. Okay? It's not easy. And we're not just talking about plutonium. We're talking about the best plutonium ever. And he still went 7-9. With the worst missile I've ever seen. That offensive roster was shit last year. So Bill Belichick needs to find some plutonium.
Yeah.
Okay? To expect him to find Tom Brady is stupid and ridiculous, and to hold him to that standard is insane. But when you have a Tom Brady and a Bill Belichick, just like that bomb destroys a whole country, you destroy the NFL and you rule it for 20 years. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about one Super Bowl here or one Super Bowl there. We are talking about a complete annihilation, a complete dominance of an entire league who is designed to not allow that. A league that is designed to discourage nuclear missiles. They don't want that. They don't want that. That's what we're talking about here. But there's other kinds of missiles. There's missiles that use uranium or a lesser version of uranium.
Right.
And it still destroys things. Okay? And that's what Belichick is looking for. And that's what we're hoping Mac Jones is. And we're hoping for a Super Bowl victory. But to expect 6 more from one quarterback, it's just, why even talk about this? Like, why even mention it? And it's like people say that and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Now, what if we took this analogy and went the other way? Oh, I see a zombie. JoJo87, new member. Awesome. By the way, guys, thank you so much. If you're not a member, become a member. Tomorrow is our first members only meeting, our Senate. The Emperor summons you. Join the membership group right now and be in the Senate tomorrow, our first one. But let's switch the analogy around with the nuclear missile. Tom Brady is that ingredient. What did he do? He went to the Bucs. Okay? He went to the Bucs with a coach who's like that drunk scientist who is getting kickbacks on the side and doesn't know anything that's going on. But the engineers are badass and pretty good. The Bucs need that plutonium. What is plutonium by itself? What is Tom Brady by itself? It's radioactive. Okay? It can destroy things. It's uranium, whatever you want to use. It's radioactive. It can hurt you. It can burn you. Even on its own, it's lethal. So Brady's lethal no matter where you put him. Put him on the Lions. I don't give a shit. He's lethal. But you put him on the Bucs with some competent engineers and you got another nuclear weapon.
Yeah.
Not the kind that's going to take out a whole country, but you got the kind that can take out a city. And that's what happened with the Bucs.
Yep.
Hope YouTube doesn't screw me over for all that missile talk.
I hope that AI is a little smarter than, sometimes, and puts it into context.
All right. Let me catch up with you guys here. See what you are talking about.
Yes.
Thanks, James. James Johnson renders unto Caesar $20. Damn, this dude's on fire. All right. According to the media, if Brady isn't the GOAT, then why didn't Bledsoe get his job back? Why did Belichick hang on to Brady for 20 years? How is he still playing even today? How does he win games and Super Bowls with more than one team?
Good question.
So,
Yeah.
they're not even
Yeah,
questions.
yeah.
They're statements.
Yeah.
I mean,
Good point.
yeah, exactly. They're rhetorical. Like our cat Izzy says, rhetorical question, Daddy. All right. So, my cat, she asked me, hey, Dad, am I the cutest cat of all time? And I go, and right before I'm about to answer, she goes, rhetorical question, Daddy. Yeah, of course I am. All right. This super chat, this tribute to Caesar is a lot of rhetorical, a lot of rhetoric here, but it's all good stuff. It's all perfect. So,
Yep.
absolutely. So, anyone to think that Brady's not the GOAT, it just seems, honestly, it seems very
At this
ridiculous.
point,
And
it's just making a conversation.
and if someone wants to say that Belichick is not the GOAT head coach, whatever, man. All right, I don't know what else to tell you. All right, 6 Super Bowls, 9 appearances, 8 rings. So he got 2 as a defensive coordinator, and he wasn't just like a regular coordinator. That dude, I mean, he was intimately involved. All right, so those rings matter. They're extremely important. Coordinator, head coach. Of course, the head coach ring matters more than the coordinator ring, but the coordinator ring is important as well. So, Velcro Apple says coachability. I learned that from you, Von Allen. Coachability is everything. Absolutely. If I can't coach you, if you won't listen, if you won't do or buy into this, what we're trying to do here, I don't care how good you are, it's not going to work. Okay? Listen, anybody else, any other quarterback after winning 3 Super Bowls in his first 4 years, any other quarterback by year 5, year 6, year 7 would have told Belichick, stick it up your ass. Right? So Belichick's sitting there calling out Brady in a meeting room in 2007 when they're undefeated. They're like 13-0 or whatever.
Yeah.
They're blowing out teams by 20 points, 20 to 30 points a game. And he's calling out Brady in the meeting room and saying, oh, come on, Brady, what kind of pass was that? That was shit. My grandmother could make that, and she's dead. All right? You think Aaron Rodgers... Now, imagine, this is Tom sitting there, okay, on the verge of being MVP, and he's already won 3 Super Bowls. Imagine Aaron Rodgers in that position. He's like, what? Excuse me?
Hello?
Hello?
You
But-
gotta implement that.
Yeah, but I only want to use it when someone says something stupid. So that's the best part. But any other quarterback would have freaked out by now. To put up with that shit for 20 years, knowing who you are and knowing what you've done and being able to humble yourself. Each season, before Tom got ready to go for the Patriots, He thought it to himself as if he's never achieved anything. So when he walks into the training camp, it's like, I've not achieved anything. I need to be coached up. I need to be corrected. And that mentality is why they did what they did. No other quarterback would have lasted. None. So, James Johnson, this dude is killing it tonight. James Johnson renders unto Caesar $2 and declares, I meant no disrespect. Belichick is the GOAT of coaches. I didn't think that super chat had anything to do with Belichick at all.
Right.
So, yeah, I didn't think that.
But talk a little bit about Belichick's. You were saying, was it in the video, his achievements, I mean, he is definitely the GOAT of all coaches.
I think so.
Yeah.
But, I don't...
How many Super Bowls and...
It's just ridiculous. And, okay, it's not just 6 Super Bowls. It's 9 appearances.
There, yeah.
9. 13 AFC championship games. Averaging 13 to 14 wins per year. Okay?
Yeah.
Listen. We consider Bill Walsh the greatest offensive coach in NFL history. A lot of us do. I don't know if you guys, how many of you, but I think so. And I know a lot of people believe that, right? If Joe Montana never came along, would we think of Bill Walsh like that? No, of course not. But yet we still think of Bill Walsh like that. Even though Montana was the GOAT for how long, it didn't diminish what we thought about Bill Walsh. So why does what Brady is diminish Belichick? I don't understand this. Why? You don't do it for everybody else. Everyone gives Jimmy Johnson credit for being a great coach. Yep. Nobody says, oh, but he had Troy Aikman. He had Emmitt Smith. He had Michael Irvin. No. You still give Jimmy Johnson his credit. Chuck Noll. People say Chuck Noll. Oh, but he had that great Steelers defense and he had Terry Bradshaw. Okay. But you still give Chuck Noll his credit. But when it comes to Belichick, it's all of a sudden oh, well, he had Brady, of course. Why does everybody else get credit? Why does both Walsh and Montana get credit? Why does Holmgren and Favre both get credit? Why does these guys, they're always put together, but yet when it comes to Brady and Belichick, it's always one gets shit on and the other one is the greatest. Why can't they both be simultaneously great?
Right.
It this all or nothing thing is just driving me insane. I don't get it. So sure. Ten appearances? Belichick only has 9 appearances as a head coach. Brady has 10 appearances. Hello? Hello?
They don't know that yet.
Oh, yeah. Good one, Shaq. Tom Landry and Roger Staubach. They both get credit. But you mentioned Belichick. Oh, my God. Oh, he had Brady. Well, no shit. And did you see what he did with Brady? And did you see what Brady did with him? They ruled for 20 years. 20 years. I don't even understand it. To be honest with you, when you think about it, it almost seems beyond comprehension. That's not supposed to be that way, guys. Nobody could rule for 20 years, and that was before salary cap. It's way too long. Here's what I want. I want a Patriots-Bucks Super Bowl. Because I want to see the entire NFL melt down. For 2 decades, they tried to stop us with stupid Spygate, Deflategate, things like that. All kinds of dumb shit. And that was just one side of the playoff bracket. That was just AFC only. And just that alone was enough to drive all these people nuts. But imagine if they're both in the Super Bowl on each side. That is a complete takeover of the NFL. Not just half of the conference, just not one conference, both conferences. I want to see these people lose their damn minds. I think that would be the greatest thing we've ever seen. And it's a win-win. If you're a Patriot fan and a Brady fan, okay. So-and-so won. Great. Right? Of course, it would benefit the Patriots more to win that one, because then Belichick and the Patriots would have 7. Tom would have 7. It would put them even, and then that would possibly stop everybody separating them. But also, it gives us, the Patriots, the most of any organization. So, like a 3rd Super Bowl for the Bucks organization, yeah, that's good for them. But for the Patriots, a 3rd would be all the difference. Because the Steelers have 6, so we're tied with the Steelers. So we need that 7th one. But yeah, if we lost to Tom Brady, I can handle that. I can handle that. So that's fine. Does Belichick pass Don Shula? Yeah. I think that's what he's wanting to do. I think that's what he has in mind. I certainly hope so. I can't stand Don Shula. That guy's he was a jackass. Just a dead jackass now. So yeah, that I hope I was able to clear up, how I feel a little better about that. So
Coach versus quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, there is no versus.
Yeah, there's the obvious, synergy and role of each one of them.
So we can get back to this, either one of these topics in a second. So I'm happy to do that. But Israel asked a question on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really interesting. Do you remember what it was?
Yeah, it was about which player was it though? I forgot.
Jim Kelly?
Yeah, it was about Jim Kelly.
So the question that was posed by Israel is, if Jim Kelly had won at least 3 of the 4 Super Bowls that he went to, what would we think about him right now?
Yeah, how would we rank him?
Yeah, how would we rank him? Exactly. Where would we put him?
if Jim Kelly, again to repeat it, right?
Yeah, Jim Kelly.
If Jim Kelly has won 3 Super Bowls, where would he rank him? What would we think about him right now? Right? And that's a very interesting question. I don't even know how did he come up with that.
I have no idea.
It's like very
I
random.
it is kind of random,
Yeah.
and I just thought that's
Was he
I like it.
thinking about the rankings that we did?
maybe he was thinking about all-time rankings.
Yeah,
Maybe he was thinking about the Bills.
Okay.
You know, because the Bills are kind of coming up right now, and they're pretty good. I don't know, but
Yeah, it's
but they're fun. You know, things like that. I enjoy them, especially in the off season, guys. Come on, we ain't got a lot to talk about. All right, so we've got to come up with some things. You know, some things to talk about.
yes, like Jim Kelly of all people.
If Jim Kelly, let's say he won 3 out of 4.
So first of all, to remember, Jim Kelly is the quarterback who went to, was it 4 Super Bowls and lost all of them.
4 in a row.
4 in a row. So that's what he's known for.
Yeah.
Correct. Let's get that straight. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So that's
it's a tough luck. I mean, to get there, of course, it's amazing. Once and twice, 4 times. Unfortunately, not even a single ring. You know, that's just
the only thing. Okay, going to 4 Super Bowls in a row. Okay, going to 4 Super Bowls at all.
right.
Is ridiculously difficult.
Yes.
But going to
In a
4
row.
exactly, but going in a row and 4 Super Bowls in a row, that is. Do you guys have any idea how ridiculous that is?
Right.
It's just so that is a good thing, and that fact alone is, I believe, is what got him into the Hall of Fame. Those Bills teams were great.
Right.
But I like Shaq just said, what 3 Super Bowls does he win? That would depend, right? Right. So if he wins 3 in a row, that is probably better than winning 3 out of 4 and it being interrupted. So it's not consecutive. But then, which of the Super Bowls does he win? Does he beat the Giants? Does he beat the Redskins? Does he beat... Oh, I'm sorry. The Redskins, they changed their name to the DC Criminals. So, because every politician there is a crook.
Oh.
But they were known as the Redskins back then. Or does he beat one of the Cowboys teams twice? Because they played the Cowboys back to back. If he wins 3 out of 4, and let's say that he wins 3 straight, and it's Giants, Redskins, Cowboys, he's top 10. Probably. If he wins all 4, if he won all 4 straight,
He's like, whoa.
we're talking about something else. We're talking about, we're talking top 5. I don't see how you don't, you know. Because we're going to assume that he was going to pick up some Super Bowl MVPs along the way. So. But anyway, I thought that was a pretty good question because you don't hear a lot about Jim Kelly. And,
No.
you know, I bring it up from time to time that he doesn't get enough recognition, but for for going to 4 straight Super Bowls. Mr. Automotive, welcome back, buddy. Welcome back.
Hi. Good to see you.
Man, nobody's had a year like him, man. It's just crazy. Mr. Automotive renders unto Caesar $50 and declares, "Let's go." Thank you so much, Mr. A. By the way, make sure, Mr. A, don't forget, sign up for the memberships because tomorrow's our first Senate hearing, and I noticed that you weren't there, and I want to make sure that your account has access to it. So
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
got to be there. Got to have Mr. A Legion member. You got to be there, buddy. So thank you so much, man. Thank you. And welcome back. I'm glad to see that you're back. So I'm really, really, really sorry to hear about your dad. And, you know, and not just your dad, you know, your grandma and your mom. I wish they were still here because I remember they came on the show and they were so nice, so friendly. So Grandma Automotive. Yeah, I liked, and Mama Automotive.
We like calling them that. It's just our thing, right? So at least we have them on video in one of the shows. We need to find that.
Yeah, Odson, regarding Jim Kelly's MVPs. Well, that's what I was saying. I mean, I'm sure somewhere along that way, maybe he picks up some MVPs. If they win those Super Bowls, do things change? You know, because you know one thing alters the next, and you just. Yeah, it's a crazy hypothetical, but it'd be very interesting to win 4 straight like that. Yeah, so it would take some serious debate, But since we don't have the exact details, it's kind of hard to determine.
There was something I said earlier about that that was funny, but I forgot what it was.
What was it?
There was something I said earlier about that was funny. I forgot what it was. What was?
Okay, all right. So,
funny? Yeah.
Milena was talking to me earlier about Jim Kelly because she was researching him.
Yeah, I was reciting his biography.
So she was telling me his biography, everything about him, and I was like, "How do you even know this?" She was doing my face for the show, and while she was doing that, she was just telling me about Jim Kelly, and I'm like, "Why do you know this?" And for those of you who don't know, Milena's born in Europe, and after she met me, I introduced her to football. So there's a lot of things that we do and traditions we have in America and in our sports that may not necessarily translate to European way of doing things.
Right.
But she said earlier tonight, she goes, "There's one thing that confuses me. Jim Kelly had done all these great things, but they what did you call it? They canceled his number?"
Oh yeah, he had number. Oh yes.
Yeah.
I remember now what I said. I think he was number 12, correct? And it said there when I was doing some research that they canceled his number. They retired his number.
Retired.
So I said, is it because he lost 4 Super Bowls? I didn't realize that was funny at the time, I think. I don't know. Maybe.
Okay. So you have to understand that the concept of retire number or in her cancel number,
like a bad thing,
it sounds like a bad thing. It means they just get rid of his number.
It's like, For bad luck.
For bad luck.
We don't want anybody else to go to 4 Super Bowls and lose. So we're not going to use number 12 anymore on the Bills. It's got to be that.
Yes. So they retired his number because it's bad luck. Oh man.
So he got punished. He got thrown in the dungeons.
He got thrown in the dungeons. Okay, so when you think about it like that, it's okay. Your logic.
There is some kind of logic.
It makes sense. Yes. If that's what it meant, but
yeah. Maybe that's.
That was funny. Okay. So we're gonna file that down, guys. We're gonna add that to the list of Millennialisms.
Yeah. I got
So
that.
that's a pretty good one. I actually like it. Danny Danello says, "Are we gonna talk about Milena's coat?"
I'm getting this with the delay. Cobra King. Hello, my Florida friend.
Oh, he's not been here. I haven't seen him in a while.
You haven't been here in a while. How's my favorite Florida doing? Kind of miss Florida.
She loves Florida.
These days, you know. Yeah. Oh, they say they can't hear me. Oh, okay.
All right. I'm gonna take a. Oh.
What?
Right, guys. Give me a second. I'm gonna look up this. There was something else this guy said about Mahomes. He was making all kinds of excuses for him.
Yeah. Is this like really behind or?
It's about 20 seconds delayed, I think,
Oh, okay.
for some reason.
Not too bad.
What did this? It's a different person, I think. So yeah, here I was called a hater. Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, here's somebody named Charles who says, "Hey, check this out. He's great. Stop hating, you nobody. Just watch the game." But when he said nobody, he spelled it KNOWBODY. Maybe he meant that. Maybe he meant I know.
To know.
To know.
You know everybody and everything. Yes, correct.
But
Okay.
I don't understand why he said, "Hey, check this out. He's great." I'm pretty sure me and Justin both said that Mahomes was great.
Yeah. Yeah, people don't think it through. They just throw some comments out there.
So here's a guy who called us clowns. He said 29 pressures, most in Super Bowl history, which was against Mahomes. Y'all clowns. All right, whatever.
Mm.
Listen. I understand that the offensive line situation wasn't perfect. Okay? I get it.
Okay.
But most teams are not 100% perfect when by the time they reach the Super Bowl. The season is long, it's
Right.
difficult,
Yeah.
and you have to make adjustments. And the point me and Justin were both trying to make is that there's a way to fix a problem with the offensive line having trouble. It doesn't mean that he was going to win either way. But what we're saying is it didn't help by running around everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
making the job harder for the offensive line. So if they're already having trouble and you're going to wear them out. So how do you do that? If the offensive line is letting guys through, how do you fix that? You fix it by getting rid of the ball fast. How would you get rid of the ball fast and know where you're going with the ball? You would read the defense.
Reading the defense.
You would know what's coming.
Exactly.
You would understand what's coming. You would understand your mismatches. All right? That's how you fix that.
If you cannot read the defense, you would run with the ball.
While we're saying these things, it's not meant to say that Mahomes sucks because of it.
No.
We're just trying to say that this is a part of the learning process. And this is why you can't declare him the GOAT right now. You can't say things like that. That's all we were trying to say. Of course, it would have been a little different if he had his best offensive lineman out there.
Right.
All right? Yeah, I'm sure that Tom Brady would have loved to have Julian Edelman in the Super Bowl 52. I'm sure they wish they had Dante Hightower out there as well.
Right.
But they weren't held to only 9 points. Okay? I'm sure that Tom Brady would have loved to have Gronk in Super Bowl 51. And for the first half, it looked like they desperately missed him.
Mm-hmm.
But they won. So the point is, the beatdown that the Chiefs took, the 31-9 beatdown, cannot be simply explained away by offensive line, by Andy Reid's situation, and certainly not by turf toe.
Even that. Wait, Tom Brady had a knee injury, didn't he? The whole season. And we're talking about this?
Turf toe.
Yeah.
This guy said that Patrick Mahomes lost because of turf toe.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when Tom Brady had a hole in his hand and beat Jacksonville and won the AFC Championship game? Remember that? On his throwing hand. That couldn't be worse. That is the worst possible situation, right on his throwing hand.
True.
Turf toe? Really? Well, guess what? He had that turf toe against the Bills in the AFC Championship game. Do you know what they asked Patrick Mahomes after the Super Bowl, after he lost? They asked him if it had any effect on the Super Bowl. He goes, and thank God that Patrick Mahomes is not as big of a dipshit as his fans are.
Right.
Because he said, no, how could turf toe make a difference when I was playing great in the last game with it?
Yeah.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you for making an argument for me already. Thank you for explaining that. Now, can you tell your fans and remind them of this?
Yeah.
Come on, man. I don't know if a lot of you guys remember or not, but right before Super Bowl 42 against the Giants, did you know the week leading up to that, Tom Brady was in a walking boot? I bet you guys forgot about that, huh?
Right.
That's right. Tom Brady, I think it was his ankle. Something like that. Something close in that area to his foot. I remember specifically he was in a walking boot because they took a photograph of him walking to Giselle's apartment in New York City. And he was walking up to her door and he had a walking boot on, like one of those big ones. And I remember thinking, oh no, what the hell's happening here? So Tom had an injury of some sort going into that Super Bowl. Does anyone make any excuses for Tom for that? Does anyone ever bring that up? Patriots fans don't even bring that up. Why do people never give credit to the opposition? Another guy was trying to say that Belichick is to blame for Super Bowl 42. Okay. I had another Chiefs fan who said all these excuses about Mahomes, Andy Reid, all these things. He never mentioned the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Not one time did this guy mention the Buccaneers.
Hey, they played with a tough defense, or anything.
Apparently, the Chiefs played against themselves.
Yeah.
Apparently, that they were in some kind of
All
vacuum.
about them.
Yes. What the hell?
Yeah. Perhaps, again, Mahomes couldn't read the defense. Perhaps their Bucs defense was good. Perhaps, things.
Not one mention.
Not even mentioned. Well.
I guess the New York Giants had nothing to do with the loss of Super Bowl 42.
Right.
I guess the New York Giants defense playing a freaking flawless game on defense, or nearly, had nothing to do with that loss.
Not convenient. So.
Come on, man.
See, a lot of people are just not objective. It's about what's convenient.
Wait. But Tom Brady lost to a backup. He lost to Nick Foles in Super Bowl 52. He lost to a backup.
Yeah.
So he sucks.
Oh, yeah.
So
it's like,
apparently Nick Foles had nothing to do with his own success. It was that Tom Brady sucked so bad that that's what made Nick Foles Super Bowl MVP, right? That's their logic.
No
That's
contribution. It was all about Tom. Yeah.
The point is that there are so many factors involved with winning and losing. Yes, there are problems. There are things that you could point. Yes, has Belichick made some bad decisions in Super Bowls before? Absolutely.
Right.
Okay? What coach hasn't? All right. But even with the, these things, there's other factors. There's the opposition, as you like to say, death to the opposition.
I know.
There's the opposition that has something to do with that as well, and other plays and different decisions and things like that, right? So what one team does dictates the next thing, the sequence of events.
Naturally.
I'm pretty sure Tom Brady throwing a pick six in Super Bowl 51 probably wasn't what he would consider a good thing.
Right.
Okay? And I'm only bringing that up because people make mistakes. But do you make up for them? And that's all you can ask of people. But if you want to talk about Super Bowl 42 specifically, not enough credit is given to the New York Giants. And I just don't understand why. It's always, Patriots did this, Patriots weren't doing that, they did, it's like, okay, so the Giants had nothing to do with this? And
how about saying Patriots, these are the mistakes that were made, but Patriots did anything they could, but the Giants were so good that, for example, in certain situations, you gotta be more objective when you talk about these things.
Exactly. I mean,
look at the big picture, not just, unless you're analyzing just your own team, like only from that perspective, but still, yeah, makes sense.
Exactly.
There are two teams.
Apparently, Milena, the only reason Tom Brady won Super Bowl 49 is because of Pete Carroll not running the ball.
Hello.
Wait a minute. Hello. Okay. Really? That's the only reason why the Patriots won the Super Bowl. It all come down to that, right?
A mistake on the other party.
It's just, that's it, right? So it's a guarantee that Lynch was going to score then if you hand it off. Okay? It's a guarantee, really? Actually, in that exact play for Lynch that season, he had a very bad, I don't want to say very bad, but not a great conversion rate in that situation. And I doubt that the Seahawks were even thinking about that, okay? But I only mention that to say that it's not a foregone conclusion that Lynch scores. You also have to understand that if they did score, can't remember exactly how much time was left, but there was some time left for Tom to still come back and do something.
Right.
Let's also not forget what it took for the Seahawks to get to that point. If the Patriots don't do their job and score 28 points, then that play doesn't matter anyway, and they lose anyway. But they want to take credit away from the Patriots to say it all came down to that decision. So nothing to do with the lead up. You know what this reminds me of? This is what it reminds me of. Yeah. When someone says to a painter, okay, now I'm not a painter, neither is Milena, so this is not a personal thing. But when I've seen people say to a painter, why would I pay $2,000 for that painting? It took you 20 minutes to paint it.
Okay.
Why would I pay that much money for it? We're not paying for something that took 20 minutes. You're paying for that guy's entire life that got him to the point to where he could paint that in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Okay?
The 10,000 hours.
The 10,000 hours.
Of work, of minimum, they say you have to put into an art or many crafts and endeavors in order to learn it. You got to put in like 10,000 hours.
So exactly. So everything in that Seahawks Super Bowl led up to that point. But apparently that didn't matter.
Well, anybody in that position would have done that, right?
Had nothing to do with the Patriots. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Had nothing to do with Dante Hightower tackling Lynch and stopping him from getting in. That set up that Malcolm Butler play. It had nothing to do with Malcolm Butler reading the play, knowing it, and making the pick. It had nothing to do with Tom after that making sure that he doesn't get called for a safety, which would give the Seahawks the ball back, to make sure that he ran the clock out. No, it all come down to the Seahawks against themselves. Just like Tom Brady only won those first 3 Super Bowls because of Adam Vinatieri. It had nothing to do with Tom putting Adam Vinatieri in range. No. See, what happened is, here's what happened. The Rams kicked the ball off to the Patriots, okay? They caught the ball on their side, the Patriots caught the ball on their own side of the field. I want to say around the 20 maybe, something like that, okay? Then Adam Vinatieri came out and he hiked the ball to himself. And he ran, okay? He ran so fast, like Forrest fucking Gump, okay? He ran all the way to the other team's 40-yard line. Then he did it again, and then he got closer until he had a 48-yard field goal. And then he kicked the game winner. That's what happened. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Same thing happened against Carolina, too. It's fucking retarded people, man. It's fucking stupid.
Hey, someone just upgraded their membership. Does it notify you of that?
Are you serious?
Hmm?
Whoa! Justin Chetlet upgraded to console, anointed by Caesar. Guys, just to let you know, this is the maximum. This is the maximum membership you can get.
Really?
We only have 4 guys, 4 people in that membership tier. Supreme Commander, Jason Patrick Saunders. His Excellency, President of the Imperial Government, Shequan Krosky. Shaq of the Cross. James Johnson, a guy who has not been anointed yet. And now we've got Justin Chetlet. Welcome.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Fantastic. Fan-effing-tastic. Tapasio. Benching Malcolm Butler was one of several bad decisions made by coaches in the game. If you don't know now, you know. Justin, yes, you can actually.
Really?
You can, yeah. That's an option. So, yeah, we'll go over that tomorrow because that's going to be kind of fun to kind of go down that avenue and see how it works.
Right.
But Tapasio, it's not that simple with the Malcolm Butler situation. I think a lot of people misunderstand me when I talk about that Super Bowl. They think that I am saying that if Belichick plays Malcolm Butler, that we'll win. That is not what I'm saying. That's not what I meant. That's not what I ever meant. My complaint is that it wasn't attempted. That is what I'm talking about. That was a mistake, to not attempt it, to not even throw him in to see what would happen. I don't know what would happen. Mm-hmm. I would like to think that it would have made the difference. That's, you want to think that. But that's not what I'm saying. I do not blame Belichick for the first half to go with Eric Rowe instead as far as that goes. I understand a game plan. You have a game plan, you look at the situation, okay? The game plan was to make the Eagles win by throwing it. They were going to stop the run, and that is what we were determined to do, and dare Nick Foles to win that game. Belichick didn't think that Nick Foles was capable of doing that.
Yeah.
Turns out he was wrong. But that was the game plan, and I understand game plans. That's what you go with. So instead, he went with Eric Rowe. The mistake he made, the first mistake, was benching Malcolm Butler in such a way that was so harsh. Meaning Butler crying on the sidelines before the game during the national anthem. That psychologically could do some damage to his teammates. So that was probably a bad idea. If you're going to bench Malcolm, maybe let him know why exactly what the game plan is and tell him, but we're going to get you in there. I just want to see how this works with Eric Rowe. Or, there's a way to smooth it over with people. But the biggest problem I have is the second half. So at halftime, you saw that Eric Rowe couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle the job. Why didn't you throw Malcolm Butler in there? And it's not even about Malcolm Butler specifically. I would have thrown anyone in there. Anybody to mix it up, change it up, see if something works. And that wasn't done. So that's my problem. My problem is just that wasn't even attempted. Would it have worked? I have no idea. In fact, Malcolm Butler could have been thrown in there, and who knows, it could have been worse. It could have been worse. So I don't know what was going to happen, and I'm not saying that we were going to win because of it, but I just didn't like that we didn't even try. So I thought that was a mistake. That is my position regarding Super Bowl 52. As far as Super Bowl 42 and Super Bowl 46, there's a lot of problems with that, but it ain't one person. Okay? So there's a lot of things about those two Super Bowls we could pick out. And again, a lot of it has to do with the other team on the field. So, and regarding Super Bowl 52, who the hell knew that Nick Foles was going to play like Tom Brady, right? I mean, come on. Give the guy some credit. He played like a madman, all right? And honestly, that play call they had before the half, the Philly special, where they hand the ball off, then they did a end around, and then they come back and then throw it to Nick Foles. Nick Foles pretends that he's confused. So if you watch it, Nick Foles walks up to the center and pretends like he's making an audible and that he's confused. And then they snap the ball. So he did some good acting there, and then he ended up being wide open for the touchdown. Mm-hmm. That's a great play call. It's a fantastic play call. I mean, what are you going to do? That was pretty badass. They didn't call that in response to Brady dropping that pass. That call had to have been installed before the game for whatever reason. So I give him credit for that. That was pretty badass. I don't know. No team was going to stop that. That was just a good play. And we've had those plays too, guys. I mean, we've had those type of plays that catch people off guard. Nobody was going to guard that thing. What about the double pass from Brady to Edelman to Danny Amendola against the Ravens? Nobody saw that shit coming, right? So you got to give credit for that stuff. James Johnson renders unto Caesar $2 and declares off topic, but any updates on the trophy? So yes, the red coat is designing it, and then we've got to find a maker, somebody to create it. But we're going to go over some of the details in tomorrow's meeting. So thank you for bringing that up, James. $52 hurt badly because I thought that the difference between winning and losing could have been helped more. But when I watch Super Bowl 42 and I rewatch it, the Giants, man, they just played really well. And they had some great coaching. Great coaching. So. You talking about Philly special? That wasn't an illegal shift. You thought that was an illegal shift? Mary Lane. Hey, look who's back.
Yeah.
Mary Lane, 69. What are you doing? Welcome back.
Let's talk about LeBron, right?
She says, who cares about the NFL? What did LeBron James have for breakfast this morning? That's a good one. It's true, right? I mean, that's like how people act. So. What's all the message retractions here?
We want to know what you said. That's okay.
Are you guys doing that to your own thing? What the hell's going on here? That was a funny comment. It's gone now, though. That was weird. All right. Yeah, Jalen. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. It's a members-only meeting here on YouTube. It's just like a regular live event like this one, but members only. So, 5 p.m. Eastern. Shaq says, Rowe is younger, taller, and heavier than Butler. Could have been tapped because of Nick Foles' reliance on throwing to his big tight ends. But the Eagles got plenty of production out of small wide receivers. Exactly. And what Shaq... To expand on what Shaq's talking about, is that they had Britt Selleck and Zach Ertz, I believe. So they were going to work the ball in that way, and that's what Belichick anticipated. And Shaq says nothing ever works 100% of the time. That was one of those times. The other team practices too. The other team coaches too.
There's another team.
The other team has great players too. That's it. Which team do I think will be the best team in the NFC besides the Bucs? All right. Because I have no information about the preseason or we don't have any idea. So it's just me basing this off of past things that I think should happen. I think the second best team, because the Bucs are clearly the favorite. They're the Super Bowl champions, and they're the NFC champions. So they're the number one. But they, like you said. But the next best team, the 49ers. And the reason I'm picking the 49ers is because last year shouldn't have happened. That was all injury based. They're getting most of their guys back, and I know they lost a few guys, but they also drafted really well, and they did make some good acquisitions as well. even despite all that other crap that went down. I think they'll be back. I think they're built very well to win a lot of games in today's NFL. So they're a tough, gritty, grinded out team, and there's not many of those anymore. And I think they're going to be great. Of course, it goes without saying, as long as there's no injuries, but that goes for anybody. But yeah, I think they'll be the second best team.
Yeah.
So.
James Johnson also thinks that.
If healthy, the 49ers. Yeah, very good. Stephen Supert says Packers with Rodgers.
Right.
Packers will be good. They'll win the division. Yeah. James Williams says Sea Chickens with Julio. Dude, the Seahawks, I mean, I am so sick of the Seahawks starting out so great, and Russell Wilson every year. What do we say? Russell Wilson by week 6, MVP. He's going to be MVP. And then it all falls apart at the end. And I'm just like, okay, whatever.
What happened with that?
Oh, that's another thing. Dark Minutemen. Yes. So if you guys want to go back and watch Super Bowl 52, Steven Gostkowski was shit. All right?
Yep.
So the first mess up was a bad snap. Okay? But that was makeable. Normally, I would say that a bad snap is not on the kicker, but that should have been made. He could have made that. I could have made that flat-footed. It was that close up. And he had a chance. He got a chance to kick that. And that there's just no excuses for that. That one should have been made. And then he missed again with there's no problems. So, yeah, that didn't help much. But again, those are just two of many things that just didn't go right. Oh no, Mary, I knew you were joking around. I thought that was funny. Yeah, I get it, because if you watch, you're making fun of the other shows like on ESPN and FS1, where it's all LeBron all the time. Yeah. Yep. The missed PAT in the 2015 AFC Championship game. If not for that, we wouldn't have been chasing points as much. And the play calling is different, and the decision making is different. And then perhaps we go into overtime with the Denver Broncos, and then who knows? So. All right. Do you want to take a few calls?
Are there any callers? I mean.
Okay, so if you guys want to call, the link to the call is in the memberships section of the community page.
We'll just take a few short calls, right?
Mm-hmm. You guys remember him?
He's grown.
He was responsible for helping Tom Brady win the Super Bowl. Every time we picked him up, they'd score a touchdown. Or they'd get a stop. Remember? It worked against the Saints, and it worked against the Packers. Of course, we weren't online for the Super Bowl, but he was a big help then too. Look how big he's gotten. He used to be little. He used to sit on top of my shoulder. Remember?
Yeah.
So.
Those were the good times.
His name is Ramses.
All right, Great.
Ramses the Great. Well, he thinks he's great. So. All right.
So cute.
Okay, so it looks like we don't. All right. Well then,
Yeah, we can call it a night.
we're gonna. Where'd your camera go?
Camera? Oh, I have no idea.
Weird.
Gone. Still trying to work that software. That new
Yeah, this is the
software.
problem with getting new software.
Yeah, there's a tiny bit of a, learning curve.
Oh, that was strange. Okay, so we've been on here almost 3 hours. Okay.
I think that's good.
I mean, unless there's anything else you guys want to ask me or you want me to talk about, we can stay on a little longer.
Right, and then remind them about tomorrow as well.
Yeah, so again, tomorrow, members meeting, Senate meeting, the first ever in the Von Allen Sports Empire's history, 5 p.m. Eastern, right here. The link will be in the community section, but also it will be scheduled just like any other live show. If you're a member, you'll see it. So we have a new member, or I'm sorry, not a member, a subscription. Sid, thank you so much. We have a new subscriber. Appreciate it, buddy.
Cool.
Welcome. That zombie thing is hilarious. So.
Well, what is that? Subscribe to the channel? Is that what it
Yeah,
means?
that was a subscriber. Yeah.
To the channel.
So basically,
Okay.
what it means is that I can customize, like I customized the super chat.
Right.
Well, I can go back and customize all of them, so I can have a different image and a different saying
Right.
for each one, which I'm definitely going to do now because that's freaking cool.
Because we never
So.
seen when we get a new subscriber like that. We were not notified like that, right? Just
Yeah.
behind the scenes.
It's a new feature.
It's a new feature.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So.
And when you join, it also tells you.
Yeah. So.
So if you want to become a member, you just hit the join button. And there's different membership. There's like $1 something, right?
Oh yeah. It starts out like at $2.
But
Yeah.
everyone participates, so no matter your tier.
All right. Well, I'm gonna.
You have one more a question?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in the super chat.
So we have James Johnson renders unto Caesar $2 and declares, "Who are your picks for comeback player of the year?" Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy G.
Really? Oh.
Jimmy G will be the comeback
Right back.
player of the year. That's my prediction right now.
I have a question. Do we have time?
Yeah, of course. We always have time. What's
Okay,
up?
just a quick question. What do you think about Matt Ryan? How is he gonna do?
Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Matt Ryan is always Matt Ryan. He's always good. It's the lack of balance, and it's what we talked about. You need a good coach.
Mhm.
You need a great coach, and the coaching is very lacking in Atlanta. So we'll see. Now Julio Jones, they're going to be trading him.
Yeah.
We don't know when. I'm sick of waiting.
Right.
But they still they've got some good things going. So they've got a great tight end, a rook. Well, we think he's going to be great, rookie tight end, but he should be good. And they got Calvin Ridley, and they got a few other pieces there, so they'll be fine. It's offense has never been the problem in Atlanta. It's the defense that's been the problem.
But as a player himself, I know you. I think I know you like you liked Matt, right?
Oh, I love Matt Ryan. He's one of my favorite players. Yeah.
Right. So today I came across this video. I don't want to promote it. It's somewhere online. It said that a few. Can you guys hear me? I can't see there. Anyway, I came across a video online that said that certain quarterbacks who are MVPs should not be, such as if they should return their MVP titles, and they were a total disappointment. So the first one they mentioned was Matt Ryan. I was like, really? So that's why I asked you, what do you think of Matt Ryan?
Wait, so they said that Matt Ryan should return his MVP?
Well, in a sense, don't quote me on that, but that was the idea. It was a video made about, top players, I think, quarterbacks who were not deserving or were disappointments. So, like the worst quarterbacks in a way. And Matt Ryan was on top of that. So I was like, what do you think of Matt Ryan? Did I miss something?
All right.
Why do they not like him? I probably need to find out who wrote, who created that and why they hate. It must be something personal there.
It's amazing how these Tic Tacs taste like Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola?
So weird.
Yeah.
It does. They did a good job on these.
Right.
Okay. Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
In 2016, phenomenal season.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Right.
Definitely a deserving candidate for MVP. Tom Brady was also deserving of the MVP. The reason Tom didn't get it is they counted him being suspended for 4 games. But for those 12 games, he was just freaking insane, right? So it went to Matt Ryan. And I don't see any problem with that. I would like to hear their argument or something, because I can't understand why anyone would say that Matt, for example, was not deserving.
It was on top. It was the first one that they mentioned.
If you want to talk about questionable MVPs, I could tell you 2 of Peyton Manning's where he shouldn't have got it. It's just, I think one of Aaron Rodgers is questionable.
Right.
So I don't know why Matt Ryan specifically. That's strange.
It is strange. And I think James Williams was asking, what a stupid topic. Who are they to judge that? Well, the reason I paid attention was because they had over 1 million subscribers. So I was like, really? Interesting. And
what was the channel called?
Well, I don't want to promote it.
Well, it doesn't matter.
I'll find out.
I'm curious who they were. Okay.
I think it's that abbreviation
TPS?
TPS, I think they did. They do all the 10 worst, this, 10,
yeah.
blah, blah, blah. It's like a total
TPS,
marketing thing.
Toilet paper sports.
Isn't it like a marketing
So
gimmick?
toilet paper sports, these people are douchebags, all right?
They're like total marketers.
Do you remember my Basement Butthurt videos where for 3 straight videos I attacked this one dude? He was like a Jets fan or whatever. That was them.
Was it them? Oh,
okay,
yeah.
So
that's so stupid.
Toilet paper sports, or TPS, what they do, they hate pocket passers.
Apparently they hate Matt Ryan.
Okay? No, they hate.
Yeah.
They hate Tom Brady-like quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They just don't like them. All right?
Yeah.
So of course,
they're all Jets fans.
Yeah, of course they're gonna hate Matt Ryan.
Their videos also sound like there's some kind of a mainstream media speaker. It's not a very fans by fans as they announce themselves.
Oh,
it just sounds
bullshit.
So professional. Like one of their speakers just has that, intonation that you study in journalism and stuff.
Yeah. They say
it's not a fan by fan. You sound like a pro, so I don't know.
They're trying to sound like they're independent,
but they're not.
The fans dictate. We do what the fans say, and it's football for the fans, by the fans, and all that shit.
Yeah, that's what they
Dude,
say.
they are corporate as hell.
Totally corporate sounding, and yeah. So, yep, that's it. That's them.
Yeah, that's just bizarre. Matt Ryan of all people. Wow,
he was the first one, like they said it with that. And the first one goes to Matt Ryan.
Also, before I forget, tonight's live show was brought to you by a movie called Emulator. You can watch this on AmazonPrime.com. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap up this show by showing you the movie trailer. But what's cool about this movie is that I did the music for it. A lot of you might not know this, but my career, my whole adult life has been music, actually. So I composed the soundtrack for this movie. So it's a crime thriller type movie. I don't want to give anything away, but it's definitely a whodunit type of thing. Serial killer situation. If you like movies like Seven and Copycat and things like that, you'll like this one. But check it out. I'm going to put a link to where you can watch it on Amazon. As soon as I get off here, I'll put it in the comment section. But it's called Emulator. "10 worst NFL players who should give their MVP awards back." I'm sure they had Mark Mosley as a kicker on there. Nobody has any respect for kickers.
Yeah, definitely Matt Ryan was first. That was like...
They went after Oral Morale.
Yeah.
What a bunch of douches. These guys suck. They went after Sean Alexander. That's surprising. Cam Newton.
Yeah, Cam was there. It was in there too.
What?
He should give away his MVP according to these people, and who else?
Why in the world would Cam Newton give back his MVP? For 2015?
I think Shaq.
What?
Shaq said it. Jets fans.
Dude, Cam dominated the NFL in 2015. What the fuck?
Yeah.
The dude led a team 15-1.
Right.
So not only did he dominate, not only did he have the stats, but it resulted in 15-1. What else do you want? How stupid are these people? James Johnson renders unto Caesar $2 and declares, "Congrats, Von Allen." Thank you, man. You know what? This video, it just sounds like a bunch of dumb shit thrown together. I don't even. Yeah. So, but by the way, that's why our MVP award is for the whole year, because regular season is not enough. You kind of want to see how it finishes out. But Cam Newton would have won our award in 2015, even though he lost the Super Bowl. He would have built up enough points, and by the time he got to the Super Bowl, he would have won it. And Mahomes should have won ours, except nobody could have predicted that Mahomes would have a terrible game. At the same time, Tom would have a perfect game. Okay? All Mahomes needed to win our MVP award was to have a decent game. Patrick didn't need to win. He didn't need to win the game. All he had to do was just get in the end zone. One touchdown pass would have given Patrick the victory. I'm pretty sure. I mean, don't hold me to that, but I'm pretty sure just a little bit better of a game in the Super Bowl, and Mahomes would be our first MVP right now instead of Tom. It's insane. Yeah. Not Aaron Rodgers. Again, I want to repeat. Aaron Rodgers got the MVP in the NFL. Aaron Rodgers was not even our regular season MVP. Actually, Patrick Mahomes was. Mahomes had a higher score than Aaron Rodgers did. So.
Okay. Trouble.
You can only imagine what this looks like on screen.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
You can see. You can see it.
Move your hand. Move your hand.
That's too funny.
Are you kidding me?
You need to go away.
Ramses, you're ripping a hole through the green screen.
Oh my god.
It looks some kind of creature coming out of the wall.
Oh, that's too funny.
That was ridiculous.
He showed his head, but you couldn't see it because of my hand. That was too funny.
Yes. Last season, according to the way we judge quarterbacks on so many factors, Mahomes had a higher score than Aaron Rodgers. Yes. The top four for the regular season, by the time it ended, was Mahomes, Rodgers, Josh Allen, and Brady. They were the top four. So, and then they stayed the top four. It's just they got rearranged. I'm telling you, for Tom to win the way he won is just kind of, it's freaking crazy. It's weird because it's exactly what we said. Because someone asked me at the end of the regular season, is it possible for Tom to win? And I said, not if Mahomes goes to the Super Bowl. Because I didn't expect that to happen. I said, here's what's got to happen. Tom has got to go to the Super Bowl. He's got to play well in all those games, meaning he's got to rack up stats in all those games. And then he's got to have a great Super Bowl. He's got to win MVP. And at the very same time, Mahomes has to suck.
Yep. We thought that was too much to
All
ask.
of that has to happen.
Right?
And that's exactly what happened.
Couldn't even imagine that would have happened. That was such a great moment.
I mean, yeah, what the hell?
Yeah. Just a great surprise.
So, and like I said, even if Brady, he had a great game, he had great stats all the way through the playoffs. We had a hiccup against Green Bay with those 3 interceptions, but he had enough offense. And because he won the game, see, our formula doesn't kill you on the interceptions if you win the game. So, even with him winning Super Bowl MVP, even with him having a great Super Bowl, all Patrick had to do was just a little better. Just have a decent game. Patrick didn't need to win the game, just needed to do a little better, and Mahomes still would have won.
True.
It's crazy. It's like it was meant to be, man. I'm telling you. But like I said, the only thing I told Redcoat about when I saw the results was, oh my God. I mean, is this possible?
Like, I know, we were kind of...
I remember I walked, you were in the kitchen, and I walked into the kitchen, I said, you're not going to believe this. We thought we were going to be sending this thing to Mahomes, and
right.
I was just, okay. Yeah. So, Jalen did call it. Jalen did say that was going to happen. I do remember, yeah, Jalen. I remember you saying it. I'm gonna give you props for that. You did call it,
Yep.
but it just sounded ridiculous to me.
It was like I said, too much to ask.
Too much to
For
ask.
me, it sounded like too good to be, I just. But I'm glad it happened.
If Cam Newton's MVP needs to be taken away, then what about Lamar Jackson? I don't think they mentioned Lamar Jackson. I just went through it real fast. I'm not sure if they did, but yeah.
That rings a bell. Maybe.
Well,
Lamar,
you would have
Lamar was mentioned too, I think.
Okay, well, you would have to because Cam's.
Yeah, I think so.
Cam's 2015 MVP is better than, I think, in my opinion, is better than Lamar Jackson's.
Yeah.
15 and 1. 15 and 1. All right? When you've got a quarterback who has all the stats, is dominating the league that year, and goes 15 and 1, who is the MVP then? If it's not him. That doesn't make any sense.
Truly.
Mary Lane's got a point. No other quarterback has ever thrown a Lombardi trophy to another player from boat to boat except Tom Brady.
Except, yeah.
From a goat to a boat.
Truly.
Can we talk about those 3 interceptions that Brady threw in the NFC Championship game? Yeah, so 2 of them, I think, 2 of them were basically punts. And the other one is just, off target a bit. But it doesn't mean much because actually Aaron Rodgers' interception before halftime was more costly than all of Tom Brady's interceptions combined. So it's not about the number of interceptions, it's about when you throw that pick and its importance and what the result of that is. Because Tom was always in the lead the whole time, he could afford to do that. You don't want to do that, but he can afford it. But in Aaron Rodgers' position, that really put them in a deep ass hole when he did that. So that's the difference. All right, we're going to take off here, guys. But please, thank you, James. I appreciate that, man. Please watch the trailer. I'm going to play here at the end, and in the music, yours truly. So, thank you, guys, and talk to y'all. Well, if you're like I said, if you're a member, we've got a meetup tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern. If not, then I'll see you next
Friday.
Friday, same time, same bat time, same bat channel. All right. Yeah, I think. What in the world?
Okay, kitty catty, get down. Okay, I have a little kitty cat in front of me. Ramsey, right here. Go away.
Strange. Okay. I guess I'm not going to be showing you the trailer right now. I don't know what the hell's happening. It's not... I've got to get this software figured out, man. I didn't have much time to prepare for it. So. What on earth?
We have the cat. Alright. Let me grab you. Too much.
Yeah, yeah, it's on YouTube. Look it up, Emulator trailer, and then I'll put the link to the movie as soon as I get off here. So, talk to you guys soon. Bye.